Hello, how's everybody? Thank you for being here. Welcome once again. I've been away for a few weeks and now I'm back. Uh, as we spoke last week, last time we met, I'm going to do it the second and the fourth Friday of every month. And today, July 10th, is the second. So thank you for being here. I appreciate very much. Um, Today, I hope you participate in requesting songs. And we have John again and Nelly. Thank you for being here. Also, Maria, my daughter. So we are going to have a special show today. Today, I'm going to dedicate the show to the music of one of my childhood idols, and not only mine, but many, many other people, which was Elvis Presley. So I'm going to be singing songs from Elvis Presley, and we're going to play games with the for you. Is a song uh, which is called "Don't Be Cruel," which was one of Elvis's hits, and was recorded by him in 1956, and it was written by Otis Blackwell. Actually, Otis Blackwell wrote it, but then when they did the registration of the song, he put Elvis as one of the authors. They made a deal, and Elvis was to get 1/3 of the royalties if the record will sell 1 million records. So, fortunately for Elvis, the record sold 4 million in 1956 alone, and then it's obviously continue to sell tremendously. So here it is, my version of Elvis Presley and Otis Blackwell, "Don't Be Cruel." You know I can be found sitting home all alone. If you can come around, at least please telephone. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Don't stop thinking of me. Don't make me feel this way. Come over here and love me. You know what I want you to say. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. I don't want no other love. Baby, it is you I'm thinking of. You know I can be found sitting home all alone. If you can come around, at least please telephone. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Why should we be apart? I really love you, baby. Bless my heart. Don't be cruel. Make me feel this way. Come over here and love me. You know what I want you to say. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. I don't want no other love. Baby, it is you I'm thinking of. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. I don't want no other love. Baby, it is you I'm thinking of. And there you have it. Don't Be Cruel by Elvis Presley. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed that singing very much. Okay, so now we're going to go to the segment where I read from my autobiography. As you know, I do that all the time, and I'm going today to read from page 31 and in chapter 2. I say hello to Kathleen Hayden. Thank you for being here from New Orleans. And I'm going to read a portion of the book which has to do with what I was doing in 1955. Of course, the song that I just sang was Elvis 1956. So this is pretty much around that time. And here we go. When I was almost 12 years old, the government of Batista, through his Minister of Education, Juan Vasconcelos, passed a law forbidding children under 14 to work on television. This halted my career when I was near its top. It is difficult to realize that one can peak the career at 12 years old. I would not work in television again until I was 15, when I was given a part on a television revolutionary soap opera called Juventud en Peligro, which translates to Youth in Danger. There, I play a revolutionary who was actually a spy for the Batista government. This soap opera was based on a story of the revolution against Batista. Given that I had the part of the spy, there were times when I had to speak ill about Castro, something I did with great pleasure. So that was what was happening to me at that time. So we have a good friend of mine who is Rafael Echemendia. Rafael Echemendia is a great musician and also singer, and he plays the guitar wonderfully, and he's a good friend. So he sent me a text saying, I want you to sing these 3 songs for me. So I'm going to compliment Rafael's request, and then if you have any other request, so please write it up, and I'd be glad to do that. So for Rafael, I'm going to sing La Gloria Eres Tú. La Gloria Eres Tú. Eres mi bien, lo que me tiene extasiado. ¿Por qué negar que estoy de ti enamorado? De tu dulce alma, que es toda sentimiento. De esos ojazos negros, de un raro fulgor, que me dominan e incitan al amor. Eres un encanto, eres una flor. Dios dice que la gloria está en el cielo, que de los mortales el consuelo al morir. Bendito Dios, porque al tenerte yo en vida, No necesito ir al cielo tisú, si alma mía, la gloria eres tú. De esos ojazos negros de un raro fulgor que me dominan, me incitan al amor. Eres un encanto, eres una flor. Dios dice que la gloria está en el cielo, que es de los mortales el consuelo al morir. Bendito Dios, porque al tenerte yo en vida no necesito ir al cielo tisú, si alma mía, la gloria eres tú. La gloria eres tú. Thank you. That song is from Jose Mendez, and is a great song, a great bolero. Also has been sung by Luis Miguel, this famous Mexican bolerist, and who is obviously singing all the old songs from the 50s and the 60s. And then Rafael also requested that I sing one of my favorite songs. This is a song called Como Fue. Como Fue was written by Ernesto Duarte and made famous by Benny Moré. Benny Moré was one of the top bands in Cuba, not only dance band, but also performing bands in nightclubs and what have you. Benny Moré was one of the historic figures of the Cuban music, a really fantastic singer and band leader, but also composer. So for all of you and for my friend Rafael from Ernesto Duarte, ¿cómo fue? ¿Cómo fue? No sé decirte cómo fue. No sé explicarme qué pasó. Pero de ti me enamoré. Fue una luz que iluminó todo mi ser. Tu risa como un manantial llenó mi vida de inquietud. Fueron tus ojos o tu boca, fueron tus manos o tu voz. Fue a lo mejor la impaciencia de tanto esperar tu llegada, mas no sé decirte cómo fue, no sé explicarme qué pasó, pero de ti me enamoré. Fueron tus ojos o tu boca, fueron tus manos o tu voz. Fue lo mejor la impaciencia de tanto esperar tu llegada, mas no sé decirte cómo fue, no sé explicarme qué pasó, pero de ti me enamoré. There you have it, ¿cómo fue? From Ernesto Duarte for Rafael Echemendia. And now I have another song that Rafael requested, and I want to say hello to Terina Smith and René Smith, our cousins. So saludos y cariños for you too. Thank you for joining us. The last of the three songs that Rafael Echemendia has requested is a cha-cha. A cha-cha, which it is one of those rhythms that has pretty much disappeared from the repertoire of most singers. This is a rhythm that was created in Cuba back in the 40s and 50s, and it's a dance that everybody, I remember when I was young, having to dance or learning how to dance cha-cha, and it was certain steps that you have to do. It's like similar to many of the dances that we had at the time. You couldn't just do whatever you wanted to do. There were certain steps that everybody must do with cha-cha, and everything was composed of the rhythm was 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 cha-cha-cha 1 2 cha-cha-cha. That was the rhythm of the cha-cha. So for all of you, and for my good friend Rafael Echemendia, one of the traditional cha-chas, El Bodeguero. El Bodeguero is the owner of the grocery store. We call bodega in Cuba to the neighborhood, a small grocery run by a family. Most of the time, they were Spanish immigrants to Cuba who owned the La Bodega. And for that, I'm going to play the güiro. The güiro, which is one of the instruments that is played when you play cha-cha. So here we go, El Bodeguero. Siempre en su casa presente está el bodeguero y el cha-cha-cha. Vete a la esquina y lo verás. Atento siempre te servirá. Anda enseguida, córrete allá. Con la plata lo encontrarás del otro lado del mostrador. Y complaciente y servidor. Bodeguero, ¿qué sucede? ¿Por qué tan contento estás? Yo creo que es consecuencia de lo que en moda está. El bodeguero bailando va en la bodega. Se baila así entre frijoles, papa y ají, el nuevo ritmo del cha-cha-cha. One, two, cha, cha, cha. Toma chocolate, paga lo que debe. Toma chocolate, paga lo que debe. Toma chocolate y paga lo que debe. Toma chocolate, paga lo que debe. Cha, cha, cha. Cha, cha, cha. Bodeguero, ¿qué sucede? ¿Por qué tan contento estás? Yo creo que es consecuencia de lo que en moda está. El bodeguero bailando va en la bodega, se baila así entre frijoles, papa y ají, el nuevo ritmo del cha-cha-cha. One, two, cha-cha-cha. One, two, cha-cha-cha. One, two, cha-cha. Toma chocolate, paga lo que debe. Toma chocolate, paga lo que debe. Toma chocolate y paga lo que debe. Toma chocolate y paga lo que debe. Cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. Toma chocolate, paga lo que debe. Toma chocolate, paga lo que debe. Toma chocolate y paga lo que debe. Toma chocolate, paga lo que debe. Cha-cha-cha. And that is El Bodeguero. And now we're going to play our first game. And the first game we're going to play is you have to name that tune. Name that tune, and it's one of Elvis's songs. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to sing the words where the title is. So you have to come up with it. This should be an easy one. And we have a request from John and Nelly. Yeah, we'll do that right after the game. And they're requesting Piel Canela. So let's do the game, John, and then we go to your request. Thank you. So here it is, the song. I'm not going to sing the words where the title is. So this should be an easy. A lot of you should be able to tell me what it is right away. This is a song that was recorded by Elvis Presley in 1956. The lyrics were in Ken Darby, and Ken Darby actually did not put his name on it. He actually put his wife's name, Vera Matson. The music from this song is from none other than 1861. The melody of the song comes from a ballad that was called Aura Lee, and Elvis Presley sang this song in September 9 of 1956, and the song was played on TV in the Ed Sullivan Show before the song was actually sold. The records were not out yet, and then he sang the song, and it was so well taken by everybody, well loved by everybody, that the record company had, listen to this figure, the record company had 20 million reservations right after the Ed Sullivan Show. So this is fantastic, before the song was even published and sold as a record. Elvis Presley was making a movie at the time where the song, where he sings that song in the movie. Now, the producers of the movie, seeing that it was um, so well taken, the song, they decided to change the title of the movie to Love. Oh, I'm not going to say the title. So he that's why it was so popular. So everybody should know this. So let's see if I'm right. La da da da, love is sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. La la la, la love me true, till my dreams fulfill. I knew it. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Of course, it's love me tender. Love me tender, love me long. Take me to your heart. For is there that I belong and will never part. Love me tender, love me true. Oh, my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me dear. Tell me you are mine. I'll be yours throughout the years till the end of time. Love me tender, love me true. Oh, my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. There you go, Love Me Tender. Fantastic song, and again, one of Elvis's biggest hits in the song. So a lot of people got it right. John had it right. Catherine had it right. Tarina had it right. Matt had it right. So everybody um, was, and Thomas too. So here we go. Everybody enjoy that song, I hope. And we're going to now the one that John requested. Huh? Terina. Terina requested this song. I thought it was John, but it's Terina. Oh, huh? Who's John? Okay. So here we go. We're gonna play for Terina Smith, Piel Canela. Piel Canela is the author of this song is Bobby Capó, which is a Puerto Rican author, extremely prolific in the songs, and he has some really great songs, and this is one of them. Piel Canela is the cinnamon skin is the loose translation of this, and obviously the song talks about somebody that has that complexion. You know, I've been in the pool for a few days, and all I do is get red. You know, I don't get don't, don't get canela, don't get cinnamon. Uh, so I'm gonna have a little water. Say hello to Matt. I'm sorry. Oh, everybody won, Matt. There's no prize, okay? This is the only contest in the entire world where if you guess, you don't win anything. It's just a satisfaction of winning. So here it is for Terina Smith, uh, Piel Canela, de Bobby Capó. This has beautiful lyrics, beautiful lyrics. Que se quede el infinito sin estrellas y que pierda el ancho mar su inmensidad, pero el negro de tus ojos que no muera y el canela de tu piel se quede igual. Si perdiera el arco iris su belleza y las flores su perfume y su color, no sería tan inmensa mi tristeza como aquella de quedarme sin tu amor. Me importas tú y tú y tú, solamente tú y tú y tú y tú y tú, mi negrita, pero tú y tú y tú y nadie más que tú. Ojos negros, piel canela, que me llegan a desesperar. Me importas tú y tú y tú y solamente tú y tú y tú y tú y tú. Ay, mi negrita, pero tú y tú y tú y nadie más que tú. Me importas tú y tú y tú y nadie más que tú y tú y tú y tú y tú. Ay, mi chinita, pero tú y tú y tú y nadie más que tú. Ojos negros, piel canela, que me llegan a desesperar. Me importas tú y tú y tú y solamente tú y tú y tú y tú y tú. Ay, mi negrita, pero tú y tú y tú y nadie más que tú. 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 Piel Canela de Bobby Capó. Now we have John and Nelly have requested En Mi Viejo San Juan. This is a beautiful, also Puerto Rican song. I believe that is also from Bobby Capó. I'm not 100% sure, but if it isn't, we'll give it to him. We'll just give it to him. We can do this. This is my show. I give the songs to whoever I want. So anyway, so here, this is a beautiful song, which is called "En Mi Viejo San Juan," in my old San Juan. Of course, this is pretty much like a standard of any band in a particular Hispanic area, and is loved by everybody, not only by Puerto Ricans, but it's loved by everybody. And of course, San Juan is a beautiful city, and I was fortunate to be there a couple of times, and it's a beautiful city. And this is obviously a song of nostalgia. This is somebody that is not in San Juan, but actually wants to be in San Juan. So here we go. En mi viejo San Juan, cuántos años forjé en mis años de infancia, mi primera ilusión y mis cuitas de amor son recuerdos del alma. Una tarde partí hacia extraña nación, pues lo quiso el destino. Pero mi corazón se quedó frente al mar en mi viejo San Juan. Adiós, 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 Borinquen querida, tierra de mi amor. Adiós, 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 mi diosa del mar, mi reina del palmar. Me voy, yo ya me voy, pero un día volveré, pero un día volveré a buscar mi querer, a soñar otra vez en mi viejo San Juan. Pero el tiempo pasó y el destino burló mi terrible nostalgia. Y no pude volver al San Juan que yo amé, pedacito de patria. Mi cabello blanqueó y a mi vida se va y la muerte me llama. Y no quiero morir alejado de ti, Puerto Rico del alma. Adiós, 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 Borinquen querida, tierra de mi amor. Adiós, 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 mi diosa del mar, mi reina del palmar. Me voy, yo ya me voy, pero un día volveré, pero un día volveré a buscar mi querer, a soñar otra vez en mi viejo San Juan. Here you have it, en mi viejo San Juan. I'm sorry. I say hello to Yvonne Gonzalez. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much, Yvonne. Uh, Now I'm going to sing another one of Elvis's songs, but for a contest. And this time, of course, I'm going to put the maracas away because I don't think Elvis used the maracas too many times. And this song is, you have to guess the composer of the song. This is a little harder game. The name of the song is Are You Lonesome Tonight? This is a very peculiar song that Elvis recorded in 1960, but it was written in 1926 by Roy Turek and Lou Handman. And Elvis recorded in 1960, and actually RCA, which was the recording label for Elvis at the time, didn't want Elvis to record this because they thought it was not, part of his way of the songs, that his style. But he insisted to do it, and of course he made it a big hit back in 1960. The song is kind of peculiar, not only because it was written back in 1926, but also because it has a spoken part. Elvis sang the first part, and then the second part he spoke, sort of like a speech, and then he ended up singing the last part again. So it's interesting how that was done. And the song, like I said before, is called "Are You Lonesome Tonight?" And I'm going to try to sing it and also do the spoken part. And so here we go. I need a little bit more water for this. Okay. Here we go. Remember, you have to guess the composer. Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart? 'Cause your memory strayed to a bright sunny day when I kissed you and called you sweetheart. Do the chairs in your parlor seem empty and bare? Do you gaze at your doorstep and picture me there? Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome tonight? You know, someone said that the world is a stage and each must play a part. Fate had me playing in love with you as my sweetheart. Act 1 was when we met. I love you at first glance. You read your lines so cleverly and never missed the cue. And then came Act 2. You seemed to change. You acted strange. And why? I will never know, honey. But you lie when you said you loved me. And I had no cause to doubt you. But I'd rather go on hearing your lies than to go on living without you. Now the stage is bare, and I'm standing there with emptiness all around. And if you won't come back to me, they can bring the curtain down. Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart? Does your memory stray to a bright sunny day when I kissed you and called you sweetheart? Do the chairs in your parlor seem empty and bare? Do you gaze at your doorstep and picture me there? Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome tonight? Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome tonight? There you have it. Yeah, Matt got the right song, the right composer. So here we go. "You Lonesome Tonight," beautiful, beautiful one, and Catherine too. And all right. So I have one more game. One more game to play. And this game that I'm going to play is different. It's a new game that we have not played before. And this is, you have to name the original song where this song came from. In other words, this song is a song that was recorded by Elvis Presley in 1960. Uh, it was the best selling single for that year with 20 million copies sold. The lyrics in English lyrics, which obviously they were made for Elvis, were from Aaron Schroeder and Wally Gold. And the original music, I'm not going to tell you who wrote the original music, because if I did, then you know the name of the song where this song came from. In other words, I want the name of the song that first used this melody, and then we'll have we'll see who wins that song, that contest. Say hello to my good friend Professor Blanco from Gran Canaria Islands in Spain. He's a good, faithful friend that is always here every time. Okay. The name of the song in English is It's Now or Never. It's now or never. Come hold me tight. Kiss me, my darling. Be mine tonight. Tomorrow will be too late. It's now or never. My love won't wait. When I first saw you, with your smile so tender, my heart was captured, my soul surrendered. I spent a lifetime waiting for the right time. Now that you're near, the time is here at last. It's now or never. Come hold me tight. Kiss me, my darling. Be mine tonight. Tomorrow will be too late. It's now or never. My love won't wait. Just like the willow, we would cry an ocean if we lost true love and sweet devotion. Your lips excite me, lift your arms invite me, for who knows when we'll meet again this way. It's now or never. Come hold me tight. Kiss me, my darling. Be mine tonight. Tomorrow will be too late. It's now or never. Our love won't wait. It's now or never. My love won't wait. It's now or never. My love won't wait. It's now or never. My love won't wait. There you have it. No, it's not Torna Sorrento. You're close. You're close. You are You're in the right church, but in the wrong pew. It's not Torna Sorrento. It's an Italian song, but it's not Torna Sorrento. Uh, give you four. I give you the title in Italian is starts with the letter O. So the original song was O Sole Mio. O Sole Mio is the original song, and it's an Italian song that was written by let me see who wrote that song. Eduardo Di Capua. O Sole Mio, and it's an old Italian Neapolitan canzonetta. Actually, when I was taking uh, voice lessons in Cuba, that was one of the songs that my teacher, Miss Adams, which was my original voice coach, taught it to me. So, and now we have a request from my friend Blanco for Margaritaville. What? Okay, so Margaritaville, um, and that is for Jimmy Buffett made this famous. It has to do with the Keys, drinking margarita in the Keys. Nibbling on sponge cake, watching the sun bathe. All those tourists covered with oil, strumming my sixth string on my front porch swing. Smell those shrimps, they're beginning to boil. Wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my love's shaken of soul. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault. Don't know the reason that I stayed whole season with nothing to show but this brand new tattoo. But it's a real beauty, a Mexican cutie. How we got here, I haven't a clue. Wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my love's shaker of soul. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault. Blew out my flip-flop, step on the pop top, cut my heel, had to cruise back home. But there's juice in the blender, and soon it will render that frozen concoction that helps me hang on. wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of soul. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault. Yes, some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault. I understand that my son-in-law Thomas is having a margarita right now, so that's good. That's good. All right, so that brings me to the last segment of the show, which is what I call free advice. And you know that you have to be careful with advice, giving advice and also taking advice. Today, I'm going to talk about a topic that is talked about a lot of people, but frankly, I think that very few people really know about the topic. And I'm referring to the topic of statistics, statistic analysis and data analysis and what have you. This is a topic, of course, that is taught in college for the most part, but not is not taught in all the different degrees. Mainly, there's a few degrees that delved in statistic analysis. I happen to have the degree which it did. So, statistic analysis, and you probably say, "What the heck do I need statistic?" Well, everybody might not think that you need statistic, but we actually use statistics all the time. And there are a couple of statistics I want to talk about it. And one is average. When we say average, you hear people saying, "Oh, the average people, the average person," but we use the term obviously without knowing really what the real average is. And many times, when people do studies on average, they they do it. For example, I give you a funny example. Let's say this individual, this man, is in his kitchen, and he has his head inside of the oven, and the oven has a 135 degrees temperature, and then he has his feet in the freezer, and the freezer is 60 degrees uh, Fahrenheit, of course. And so then, what is his average temperature? Well, his average temperature happens to be 97.5, which is, the regular average temperature for most people. And of course, we know that his head is going to be burned because he's in the oven, and his feet are going to get frostbite because he is in the freezer. But we should be okay because he has the average temperature. So you have to be careful with averages. Also, you have to be careful with percentages. Percentage is another thing that we use all the time. And I give you a funny example that I heard in one of the YouTubes that I see all the time. It is from Spain. They have a theater only dedicated to comedy called the Club de la Comedia, and the comedy club. And this guy was saying that he was looking at percentages. He says 22% of the people that died, they died because of smoking. So he says, well, I will continue to smoke because then that means that 78% of the people died because they didn't smoke. So, I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's example. You have to be careful with percentages, and also um, uh, you also have to be careful with percentage increase. For example, this guy who runs a human resource department on a big company, he's giving a report to the board of directors, and he says the employee satisfaction for this quarter doubled. The employee satisfaction double. So one of the directors says, "What is it now?" He says, "Well, last quarter was 1%, now it's 2%." Obviously, a double from 1%, which is a lousy, only 1% of the employees are satisfied. And now he's boosting because now it's double, 2%. So if the question was not asked as to what the actual number is, you might think that that is great because it double. So you have to be careful with that. And also, I want to talk a little about research. And we hear all the time surveys, and we have the survey, and the survey come up with this, and 80% of this and 20% of that, and we get all this survey. Now when you hear some survey done, you have to question right away as to how the survey was done. Depends on how it's done. And I don't want to bore you with all the technical details, but surveys normally are done using the technique of a sampling the population. Okay, let's say that I want to sample the population of Cubans in Miami. Okay, and I want to take a sample of the population of Cubans in Miami, and I want to do a study as to see, how many people, how many Cubans like Cuban coffee. Let's say that's my survey. Now, if I ask you, without doing a survey, how many Cubans like coffee, most of them do, 80% at least, because people throw percentage all the time without knowing. So depends on how I come up with that sample. Of course, I cannot talk to all the Cubans in Miami. It will take years, decades to do that. So you have to take a sample of that population and then survey that sample. Supposedly, that sample has to be similar to the composition of the population. So if you go to do the survey, and surveys sometimes are slanted, they are not done, they're done to begin with. The researcher wants a particular result. So in order to get that result, the researcher sort of looks for samples that are going to give him or her that result. Let's say I wanted to do this sample for a coffee maker, just to prove that the coffee was important. So where would I go to do the sample? Well, very easy. I would go to La Versailles restaurant, and they have the coffee shop there outside the coffee window, and I will ask everybody that goes there whether or not they like coffee. Obviously, if they're there, they're gonna laugh. They're gonna like coffee, otherwise they wouldn't be there. So you have to find a sample that is comparable to the population. How? Well, in demographics, for example, women and men, age, uh, time, people that are employed or not employed, people, et cetera, et cetera. You have to find a sample that is sort of a mirror of the population. And then you do the survey. And then there's a validity to that survey a little bit more than the one I told you about, the coffee and Versailles, because obviously that was slanted towards getting obviously a good result for the coffee company that is paying for the survey. So when you hear and when you see and you hear people talk about percentages, and there was a poll done on this, and there was a survey done on this, don't take it on face value. Go in there and dig in a little deeper and find out, number one, who financed the survey. Number two, how did the survey was done? What is the exam? What is the sample? Number three, what kind of questions you have? And now we're getting into a lot of campaigning. I don't talk about politics, but you're going to see a lot of campaigning, and you're going to see a lot of polls and a lot of surveys being done, and voters and what have you. So be careful when you look at this and you want to analyze that, and go deeper and try to find out everything about that by the example. So that's my advice for today, and I hope it's helpful. I hope that you can use it. Some of you already know this, but some of you might be refreshing for you. So again, thank you everyone. for being here. Please invite other people that you know to the show. And as you know, this video will be posted tomorrow in my channel, and it will be there. So in case you miss anything, you can go back and do it. I thank you very much for being here. If you go and watch the video, please make sure, if you have not so, that you subscribe, and also that you press the like button. That would be nice. So our next show will be two Fridays from today, which happens to be the 24th, July 24th, at the same time in the same channel. So I appreciate your you having you here. Thank you very much. I love you all, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.